Hi, welcome to Javi Foods. Today we're going to bake vegan spiced carrot fruit and nut cake. I usually like to work with in-season ingredients. This is December and pineapple or carrots are in the season, so those are going to be the heroes of my dish. Let's start. We'll need about 1 cup of grated carrot and about 1 cup of freshly cut pineapple, which we're going to caramelize it on the flame for about 5 to 7 minutes with about half a glass of water and 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. We need to caramelize the pineapple because if you're going to use it directly, then it's going to leave a little bitter taste to the cake and that spoils everything. Alternatively, you can use canned pineapple, puree it and keep it aside. Once the pineapple is caramelized, we're going to puree it and keep it aside, and we're going to now work with the dry ingredients. For that, you'll need about 1 cup of whole wheat flour, half a cup of quick oats, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of dry ginger powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of cooking soda. We're going to sieve it all together to get a homogeneous mix. At this point of time, I realized that oats cannot be sieved. I'm going to add it back to the dry ingredient. It's okay, it doesn't matter. I've used Quaker. You can use Saffola or any other brands which is available. The recipe calls for 3 eggs. Instead of that, I have substituted with flax egg. So how I've done that is I have added 3 big tablespoons of flaxseed powder. To that, I've added about 9 tablespoons of drinking water, mixed it really well and kept it for rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. While the flax egg is resting, we're going to work with the wet ingredients. You will need to combine the pureed pineapple, the grated carrot, 1 fistful of fresh blueberries, and less than half cup of brown sugar and about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Any vegetable oil will do, it doesn't matter. After 15 minutes, we're going to add the flax egg to the wet mix, and we're going to mix the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients together. Once we start mixing the wet and the dry ingredients together, we have to work really quickly because the dry ingredient contains baking powder and baking soda, and we cannot leave it in open for very long because it will lose its consistency. So while we are mixing the wet and the dry ingredients, I'm also going to add some chopped walnuts and some chopped prunes. That is completely optional. You can add any other nuts of your choice. But I have realized that prunes and walnuts work really well with this recipe. It gives a really nice crunch to it, and since I'm not using too much of sugar, it gives a little sweetness, extra sweetness I would say, to the cake. We'll mix this batter very nicely, and then we are going to put it in a lined baking dish. Any baking dish will do, and we're going to bake it for about an hour at 180 degrees Celsius. After the cake bakes, I highly recommend that you need to cool the cake down for at least 30 minutes so that you get really nice clean pieces while you cut it. While we are going to cut the cake and I'm going to show it to you, the cake is crumbling because we have no patience, and we had the cake while it was still hot from the oven. We did not give it any cooling time. But if you're going to use it, then please do cool it down. See, I'm going to show you now. You can see the blueberries and the carrot and the walnut and the prunes. And even though the cake is made of whole wheat flour, it's not really dense. It's really yummy. We sometimes use this cake as breakfast bread, and we use a spread like a hung curd on it. We use it after dessert. I really hope that you bake this recipe at your home. And if you like the channel, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.